Australian-American science fiction television series conceived by Rockney S. O'Bannon and produced by the Jim Henson Company and Hallmark Entertainment, originally for the 9 Network. It premiered in North America on the Sci-Fi Channel Sci-Fi Friday segment on March 19, 1999. At 8 p.m. EST. As the network's anchor series. The Jim Henson Company is credited with the many alien looks, makeup and prosthetics to regular characters on the show. The animatronic puppets Rigel and Pilot were entirely Henson Creature Shop creations. Although the series was planned for 5 seasons, it was abruptly cancelled after production had ended on its 4th season, thus finishing the series on a cliffhanger. Co-producer Brian Henson later secured the rights to Farscape, paving the way for a 3-hour miniseries, Farscape, The Peacekeeper Wars, which Henson himself directed. In 2007, it was announced that the creator was returning for a web series, though production has been repeatedly delayed. In December 2008, a comic book miniseries was released. In continuity with both the television show and the potential online series, it was announced that the creator was returning for a web series, though production has been repeatedly delayed. In December 2008,
Hey.
Farscape is an Australian-American science fiction television series conceived by Rockney S. O'Bannon and produced by the Jim Henson Company.
Attention! Attention! And now we welcome to the grand trivia stage our great leader, our grand Aquarium Emperor, the trivia master of this age, the past age, the upcoming age, and ages unknown. Please welcome Grand Triviamaster Fluval. Oh, that was a bad noise. Sorry, Master. Let's try again. Fluval. Oh, that's not. We must find the noise to pay tribute to all 5 dimensions you hold in your control. Yes, the fake trumpet for Fluval.
Hello and welcome to Grand Trivia, the only trivia show in any dimension where the points do matter and losing will cost you anything and everything. It's the only trivia show where what you know has no bearing on if you'll win. I'm Fluval, Grand Trivia Master of the Grand Aquarium Empire, and with me, as always, is Intern Celebrimbor.
Hello, everyone. I'm Intern
Hello,
Kristie.
Intern
And
Celebrimbor.
I'm so excited for Lord of the
Why,
Rings
yes.
trivia. I'm excited to
Yes.
lord over these rings.
10 rings to rule them all, and in the darkness bind them.
1, 5, 6, 7, 8,
Oh, you have
9,
more than
10.
10.
11!
11
rings! Fluval, are you so excited for the Rings of Power?
Yes, the Rings
Coming
of Power
back.
returns.
The rings. We must give away up the
Yes,
rings.
the Rings
Why
of
did we
Power
make the rings?
Season 2
Will you make
airs
the rings for me? This
tomorrow.
I'm obsessed.
It airs on August 29th, 2024. And there's the Bingo Baker.
Yes.
Does this command work?
Mm,
Yes,
Bingo!
suffer even more by playing Grand Trivia Bingo. It drops at midnight. Do-do-do-do-do-do. And then a thing happened that Bezos did not expect. I assume he knows. But you won't expect...
And an unsuspecting package.
You won't expect our... That's the wrong thing.
Yeah, no, Lord of the Rings. I mean, there are Corsairs, which is apparently a boat thing.
They got boats.
Yeah,
Yeah, of
because
course
they got the
boats.
whole boats part.
Yeah, what brought up boats?
Pirating.
Oh, pirates, I see.
Yeah, pirates.
But you
boats.
can go to crowd.live and enter the code TWKPE to join Lord of the Rings Trivia. That's TWKPE.
The world knew.
I think it's the Witch King peas everywhere.
The Witch King peas everywhere. Congratulations, Fluval. That's incredible.
Yes, I'm pretty incredible, as are our players. Including, what's a Maya with you, huh? Luthians, Big Silmarils,
Oh!
J.R.R. Lolkeen, author of The Silly
Yes!
Marillion.
Silly Marillion.
Hey Doll, Mary Doll.
And a Mary Dimdillo.
You even understand how powerful this ring is? No. And Blogbo Bloggins.
Blogbo Bloggins.
They are descended from the Black Numenorians
Yeah.
who assembled a rival state south of Gondor and devolved to piracy.
Yes. Exactly that. But they weren't the Numenorians who were doing human sacrifices.
Dimsdale
Or were
Dimholt
they?
was my backup, says the Argyle. And the Lady of Missytown has joined our game of trivia as well.
No one playing Hot Sauron.
No one playing as Hot Sauron.
Hot Sauron
Hot
who fucks.
Sauron who fucks.
Hot Sauron.
No, they are the evil ones. Yes, I mean, piracy is famously evil.
Famously. Wiz,
What?
as a wizard.
you're talking to
I'm
Wizard.
so sorry, Fluval.
What?
I'll extend this question to you
Sure,
as well.
why not?
Though you are not a wizard.
Oh, and shouldn't
What?
it be Lord of the Ring is also playing? And Bootleg Bart, pretend those O's are rings, not O's.
Oh.
What?
What are you most excited about for the upcoming season? What are you excited to see? I was most excited
I know.
last season to see
Yeah.
Numenor.
Yeah.
Did not disappoint.
I mean, I'm most excited to see the I believe confirmed that we'll get to see Tom Bombadil in Rings of
What color will his
Power.
boots be?
Maybe don't answer that question yet, because maybe that's a trivia question.
Oh.
So why don't we get our game of trivia underway?
Dim-dolly-dillo.
Shall we? With the iconic crowd purr countdown. And here comes your first question. And this is actually going to be a practice question. In the 15th century, Crivelli painting entitled The Annunciation clearly shows what is happening to Mary. And we're talking about Mary, the mother of Jesus. A gray alien is stalking her. B, a UFO shooting her with a laser. C, being mind wiped by MIB. That's Men in Black if you didn't know that. Or D, she's turning into a reptilian. This is your practice question. Lock in your answers now. In the 15th century Crivelli painting entitled The Annunciation. Oh, that's misspelled. It's the Annunciation. In the 15th century Crivelli painting titled The Annunciation clearly shows what is happening to Mary. And we're talking about Mary, the mother of Jesus. A gray alien stalking her. B, a UFO shooting her with a laser. C, being mind wiped by MIB. That's Men in Black if you didn't know that. Or D, she's turning into a reptilian. Well, let's see what you picked. None of you thought an alien is stalking her. 6 of you thought a UFO shooting her with a laser. 1 of you thought being mind wiped by MIB. That's Men in Black if you didn't know that. 4 of you said she's turning into a reptilian. Well, let's see what some experts. Let's see what some experts said. What?
What?
What? You laughed.
What?
Let's see. You laughed. What was so funny? Is it these experts?
Yes.
In the 15th century, Crivelli painting titled The Annunciation clearly shows what is happening to Mary. And we're talking about Mary, the mother of Jesus.
What are the
Is
answers?
it A, gray alien stalking her, B, a UFO shooting her with a laser, C, being mind wiped by MIB, it's Men in Black if you didn't know that, or D, she's turning into a reptilian.
Reptilian.
This is a pretty blasphemous painting, I can tell you that. I've never seen it, but
Yeah, kind of.
I've never seen it. He doesn't know the painting. He's never looked at the painting.
Yeah.
Why is he asking you trivia about it? And he didn't think to look it up before coming on the air? It's on Wikipedia. You can.
Yep. And of course, that's a clip from Doom Room, which you should watch every Sunday at WizWorld Live on twitch.tv/WizWorld Live. It's a fun
Liz.
time every single time. I did the shout out for WizWorld Live. But, so now you can tell, they would say that the correct answer is a UFO shooting her with a laser, but that's actually wrong.
Wait, what's the right one?
That's wrong. The correct answer is, of course. So here's the painting, so you can really see it.
Uh-huh.
You can see the Annunciation, and the correct answer is, I am shooting Mary with a laser. It is I, Fluval, no UFO. Pew, 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 ba, 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 brown, brown. Yeah, that's Mary, the mother of Jesus.
Mary, the mother of Jesus.
Mary, the mother of Jesus. You lose, lowly third-dimensional beings.
Got
you
'em.
lost your points. It was me, Fluval, all along.
Ha ha ha.
And so
Why
let's see.
did you do that?
For the lulz. And as you can see, no one actually lost points or gained points on that question because it was a practice question. So our leaderboard is What's a Maya with You, Luthian's Big Silmarils, J.R.R. Lolkeen, author of The Silly Marillion. Hey doll, Mary doll. Do you even understand how powerful this ring is? No. Blogbo Bloggins, the Lady of Missytown. Bootleg Bart, pretend those O's are rings, not O's. Shouldn't it be Lord of the Ring? Numa Norians. The Blues Wizards. Lord Lotro leaked my password Fadson. Potatoes boil 'em, mash 'em. And smonking that halflings leave. Hashtag Bill Bong blaze it.
Hell yeah.
She
Hey,
lost
doll,
trivia.
You're an all-star. And a dillo.
Yes. Well, now let's get our actual questions underway with question number 2. According to the adventures of Tom Bombadil, what color are his boots? Blue,
And his
green,
boots
red, or yellow? Are they blue? Are they green? Are they red? Or are they yellow? I know you know the answer to this one, Intern Celebrimbor.
Thank you so much. I'm Intern Kristie. What I love about this question is that little gif of the
Yeah.
mini boots.
Yeah.
Because that's basically what Bombadil was doing this whole time. I'm so glad that
I'm glad you do,
Blogtoven.
Blogtoven.
Hot.
Hot says the Argyle.
Yep. Pretty hot.
And Tom Bombadil
You have to be to
Actually
bag
owns-
the river's daughter.
Tom Bombadil actually owns all of these boots, but the question is just about the ones mentioned in the poem. None of you said blue. 4 of you said green. 1 of you said red. 6 of you said yellow. No. They're yellow.
And his boots are yellow.
The poem goes, Old Tom Bombadil was a merry fellow. Bright blue his jacket was, and his boots were yellow. Green were his girdle, and his breeches all of leather. He wore in his tail hat a swan wing feather. He lived up under hill, where the withy windle ran from a grassy well down into the dingle. Not always.
Not always.
But it did this time as we go to our leaderboard.
Yeah,
where What's
merry
Some Maya with
fellow.
You is in first. Shouldn't it be Lord of the Ring in
Oh.
second? The Blues Wizards in third. Blogbo Bloggins in fourth. And Potatoes Boil 'em Mash 'em in fifth. What's Some Maya with You gained the most points on that question, gaining 955 points. While the Lady of Missy Town lost the most points, losing 931. People always confuse girdles and boots. Boots and girdles and boots and girdles.
Yeah.
You know what? Speaking of boots, there's something the subject of this next question wears.
Ooh.
Which of the 5 wizards was also known as Bird Friend, Alatar, Gandalf, Palando, Radagast, or Saruman?
Palando.
Which of the 5 wizards was also known as Bird Friend? I'm sorry, was also known as Bird Friend. Alatar, Gandalf, Palando, Radagast, or Saruman? Sharky, as he liked to be called. Do you know the answer to this one, Intern Celebrimbor?
I know why he was called Sharky.
Because of his investments?
Yes. Yes. Palando, because it has pal in it, which is the root of friend. Everyone knows. Scouring the Sharky.
Scouring Sharky. That's his new product.
Amazing.
Move over, Scrub Daddy. Now they're Scouring Sharky. Oh,
Yeah.
we're gonna... We'll be showing a photo of this character.
Sharky. That's a good point. I do not know how Sharky is spelled.
Do you know how Sharky got his groove back?
How, Fluval?
Fucking. He went on a romantic getaway and he got his groove back. But this was, of course, long before the War of the Ring.
Next, there'll be Wizard Doggo.
I don't approve of it, Void. I'm just recounting the story.
Friend
I think
of
it's
Burb.
disgusting, but it's what happened. I'm not gonna
Burb
lie.
Fran. Burb Fran.
One of you said Alatar, none of you said Gandalf, one of you said Palando, and it was, of course, the person who said it in chat. 9 of you said Radagast, and none of you thought it was Saruman, the many-colored. And the correct answer is, of course, I like that new sound, Radagast
Right?
the Brown. Radagast the Brown.
It's Radagast, the
Who
Brown.
may look a little familiar to Blogtoven.
He was sent down with Saruman. Yeah.
Because
Because, like, they were like, Saruman. Or, like, I don't remember what his original name was.
I was going to say it was
He
because
was like,
Sylvester...
Saruman, you too proud. You too proud.
No, I was going to
We're
say it's
gonna
because
send Radagast
it's
with
because
you.
Sylvester McCoy played... the blog might recognize him because it's Sylvester McCoy, not because of what you said.
Oh. Gandalf was Trixie because he did like winged things. But Radagast, Burb Fran. Burb Fran. He's the brown for a reason. Oh! There are basically Night Sisters in Who.
And who, yeah.
Trying to rack up points before we get to the extremely hard questions. Just wait till it intersects with Farscape.
Well, why don't we hurry up Wiz's suffering by going to our leaderboard, where What's Samaya with you is in first place. The Blues Wizards in second. Blogbo Bloggin somehow got it right in third. Potatoes, boil and mash 'em in fourth. Shouldn't it be Lord of the Ring in fifth? Bootleg Bart, pretend those O's are rings, not O's in sixth. Smonkin' that halfling's leaf, Bill Bong Blaze it in seventh. Luthian's Big Silmarils in eighth. Hey doll, Mary doll in ninth. You even understand how powerful this ring is? No. In 10th, The Lady of Missytown in 11th. J.R.R. Lolkian, author of The Silly Marillion in 12th. Lord of the Rings Online leaked my password Fadson in 13th. And Numa Norians in 14th. Numa he, Numa ha, Numa ho, Numa Norians.
Okay.
Trying to fit it in there with question number 4. How many rings did Sauron give to the dwarf lords? 3, 7, 9, or 11?
In their halls of stone.
Yes, in their halls of stone. How many rings did the Dark Lord Sauron give to the dwarf lords? 3, 7, 9, or 11?
Disastrous
misread. Oh
Disastrous. Oh, I wonder what the misread was.
I do too. How many rings did the Dark Lord Sauron give to the dwarf lords in their halls of stone?
And what's interesting is he never actually gave any rings to the elves.
No, they made their own.
They made their own.
The elves have a DIY mindset, you know.
They really do.
You know, the elves are like so punk rock.
It's the rings that the One Ring rules.
What? Yeah, it's the implied all.
Yeah, that's the all. My brain switched a race. Speed reading. Did you think it was man? Did you think it was man? Was it man? Was it men? Do you know why Tolkien uses men instead of human
Why?
in his books to refer to humanity?
Is it some weird linguistic thing?
Well, you see,
Yeah.
the human
it is.
part comes from the Norman invasion, the French invasion into the
Brittany?
Anglo-Saxon area, and they brought the hue with them. Before, men just referred to the species.
Right. Is that how Hugh Jackman got there?
Yes.
Wow, they brought Hugh with them, just like Ryan Reynolds.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
well, let's see what you picked. 4 of you said 3, 6 of you said 7, 1 of you said 9, none of you said 11. The correct answer is, in fact, 7. Because 3 rings for the Elven Kings under the sky, 7 for the Dwarf Lords in their halls of stone.
That's
9,
who the dwarves are.
9 for mortal men doomed to die. 1 for the Dark Lord on his dark throne in the land of Mordor, where the shadows lie. 1 ring to rule them all, 1 ring to find them, 1 ring to bring them all, and in the darkness bind them in the land of Mordor, where the shadows lie.
God damn those Normans.
Oh, after that, LG actually got it right. Or Argyle actually got it right.
Oh! I love that. You got it right by getting it wrong.
You got it right by getting it wrong as we go to our leaderboard. Where What's Samaya with You is in first, the Blues Wizards in second, Potatoes, Boil and Mash 'em in third. The Lady of... I did. The Universal Translator just translated it into your language.
Yeah, the fact that you're not hearing it
that's
in
a
the proper
you
tongue,
problem.
that
I'm
says
actually
something
doing
about
this
your
whole
brain.
show in the proper tongue.
Yeah.
The Lady of Missytown in fourth, Blogbo Bloggins in fifth. What?
The Argyle having a hard
The
time.
Lady of Missytown gained the most points, getting 901 points, while Shouldn't It Be Lord of the Ring lost the most points, losing 835. Hunter called himself Grima Wormtongue early.
Oh.
And by earlier today, do you mean on Huntro Wiz every Wednesday at 11 a.m. Pacific on twitch.tv/WizWorldLive or WizWorldLive.com/live?
Yeah.
Or do you mean on question 5? True or false, Electronic Arts released a Lord of the Rings kart racing game for the PSP. Is that true or is that false? True or false, Electronic Arts released a Lord of the Rings kart racing game for PSP. Is that true or false? False, you'll say it was Dreamcast or some shit. But true. It is
Blues Day
cool.
and Huntro Wiz Day
Yeah.
have been coinciding lately.
They have been.
Yeah, you're getting on the proper calendar.
Yeah.
In addition to the proper tongue. Fuck. Fuck. I'm just excited. You'll say it was Dreamcast or something.
Yeah, and that's the game that Tim Walls was hooked to.
Oh!
His wife had to take his Dreamcast away because he was playing this.
Oh!
Yeah,
Cart
it's
and
Super
track.
Mary and Pippin Cart. 7 of you said true, 4 of you said false. The correct answer is, in fact, false. It's a Dreamcast game. I'm
Really?
kidding. No.
Oh my god!
No. No. It's false because it was an April Fool's joke created by Electronic Gaming Monthly. Rings Goes Racing come November when Sony launches its PlayStation Portable. You'll be knee-deep in Shire, that is. If you pick up EA Games Middle-earth set
Boiler
kart
mashups
racer,
to
tentatively
the stream.
titled The Lord of the Rings Mordor GP.
Wow.
Scheduled for simultaneous release to the system, the promising racer follows the events of the film as you race on tracks situated all over Tolkien's world. From the Hobbit's home to the foot of Mount Doom, all the major characters from the movie will be playable, each with his own custom vehicle, so I guess screw all the women. On a related note, VU Games has announced that it is making a kart racer for games based on the book license, which is released around the same time. So that's an in-joke on the fact that in the early
This one was
2000s,
invented
there
by
were
a writer.
dueling Lord of the Rings video game series, one with the movie license, one exclusively with the book license. So no one looked like any of the movie characters because they were legally not allowed to.
Wow.
And any alterations Peter Jackson and team made, they couldn't acknowledge
Wow.
or incorporate.
Would play.
I liked that.
Oh yeah, carting through
I
the
like
mines
the-
of Moria. Fuck yeah.
Like the Gandalf's cart has all his meticulously described fireworks. Yes.
Movie based on a game, based on the book.
And the book ones were just worse. They were also not good games and didn't even finish the trilogy.
oh my god.
Whereas the fight,
Just
the
like
hack
the
and
original cartoons.
yeah. Whereas the hack and slash game did finish the series. What power ups do you think there would be in Ring's cart?
Ooh, well you would get
I mean, the ring would
there
turn you
would
invisible.
be rings. There would be 4 rings. There would be the one ring that turns you invisible. There would be the Numaria,
Yeah.
the water ring, the fire ring, and the air ring
Yeah.
that the elves have because they
Yeah.
give you powers. So you would get fire, water, or air.
Wiz loved the RPG
Yeah.
that was EA's first foray into making fanfic to expand their license. Is that the Shadow of Mordor? Those games?
Smoke power up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Oh, the Third Age. Right.
Yeah.
I remember Lord of the Rings, the Third Age. I'd get a sword and I'd just stab the other driver.
a spider would web you up. Yes.
Yeah. The Third Age.
It's on GameCube. Those were super fun if you cranked the difficulty to max. I wouldn't do that because I like to win.
Lord of the Rings, the Third Age was a 2004 role-playing game.
Cranking it.
It's a loose adaptation of the trilogy. So, yeah, here we go. It's like a turn-based RPG. And you're playing as as new characters, I see. You're playing as Barathor, Elagost, and Idril. Yeah.
Narlia. Vane. Vani.
Vanyewe, yeah, Vanyewe.
Oh my god. Wait. Say that again because it sounded like David Lynch.
Vanyewe.
It sounds like backwards David Lynch language.
Vanyewe.
Yeah. Oh, cool. You just followed behind.
And this
You're like,
also
"Oh,
has...
no."
There's also an evil mode where you go kill the lead
Oh.
characters as the forces of Sauron.
Ooh. I want to be a
Interesting.
horde of orcs.
The game begins with Barathor, a captain in the Citadel Guard of Gondor, traveling to Rivendell to find Boromir at the behest of Denethor. On the outskirts of Rivendell, he is attacked by the Nazgul, but is rescued by Idriel, an elf in the service of Galadriel.
Proto-dark
As they
Urge.
travel through the forest, they see a murder of a Creviant.
Magic.
I love that they got Christopher Lee to do a voice for this game. Andy McKellen.
Couch co-op. Hell yeah.
That's very fun.
NASCAR Thunder 2003. Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. You know what also say wow makes me say wow?
What?
Our leaderboard, where What's a Maya with You is in
What's
first.
a Maya
The
with
Blues
You?
Wizards 2000 in second. Potatoes, Boil 'em, Mash 'em in third. Smonk in That Halfling's Leaf, Bilbong Blaze It in fourth. Luthien's Big Silmarils and Hey Doll, Mary Doll moving up the leaderboard with 0 points. As you even understand how powerful this ring is, no. Tied for fifth. The Lady of Missytown in eighth. Of Balago Bloggins in ninth. Bootleg Bart, Pretend Those O's are rings, not O's in 10th. Shouldn't It Be Lord of the Ring in 11th.
Shut up.
Lotro Leaked My Password Fadson in 12th. Blog of the Blogs in 8th. J.R.R. Lolkin, author of The Silly Marillion in 14th. And Numenorians bringing up the rear in 15th as we go to our fifth real question. Question number 6. Which of these were real items on the Denny's Hobbit menu? Bilbo's Shire Scramble,
Yeah.
Gandalf's Gobble Melt, the Hobbit Hole Breakfast, or Radagast's Red Berry Smoothie?
Love
See,
those
here
hobbit
is,
holes.
I think, is someone explaining what a hobbit is. I think young Sheldon explaining a hobbit to famed character actor Wallace Shawn.
He played a role on Law & Order SVU.
He also played a role in Star Trek, Deep Space Nine, and BoJack Horseman.
I went to Denny's for this menu. What is your review, Void? Come in.
Come
He was so good
in.
in Famps.
Oh, Wiz also ate this.
Ah!
Wiz ate during this thing once because it was the food nearest the casino open at 3 a.m. and they were so bummed out. He was also in Vamps, famously, yes.
Wait,
Wallace Shawn was Van
when
Helsing.
was the Denny's Hobbit menu? Not 2003, right?
No.
Okay, Wiz, I'm just over here doing math. Like, why would Wiz be on the Las Vegas Strip
2012.
at
It was,
3 a.m. in 2003? There is no way you're that old.
It was with the...
Though, of course, you are ageless, as you are
yeah, Amoinus
some
could easily
wizard
be
or
there.
some shit.
It was it was tying with the Hobbit movies, not Lord of the Rings.
Okay. Vamps!
I may know... I'm wondering if I know what casino that is. I think I do know what casino that is.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Yeah. I definitely
That sounds
definitely know of a
just
casino
right.
in the East Bay that has a nearby Denny's. It's like the one. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. Lena knows too. Yeah.
Crash Creek.
No. Well, maybe, but not the one I'm thinking of. Let's see what everyone picked.
The one with the billboard.
That's Cache Creek, isn't it?
No, but there's also the other billboard.
No.
Okay.
No, I'm not thinking of that one. Those are all like farther out, I think, but who knows? No, 2 of you said Bilbo's Shire Scramble. 0 of
Okay.
you said Gandalf's Gobble Melt. 9 of you said the Hobbit Hole Breakfast. Yeah, no other casino is allowed to have a billboard. None of you thought it was Radagast's Red Berry Smoothie. Well, most of you are correct because it is in fact the real answers are Gandalf's Gobble Melt and the Hobbit Hole Breakfast.
Wow, the Gobble Melt.
Yes. Other
The
real items.
worst sounding one.
Other real items, it's the 2 worst sounding ones. Other real items included the Ring Burger, Bilbo's Breakfast Feast, Bowman's Brew Pumpkin Coffee, and more. And if you know anything about this show, you know we're going to look at those dang menus.
Gobble Melt.
Because I hate food, but it's fun suffering.
The riches of Smog's lair.
Yes. Welcome back to Middle Earth, where fortune and flavors awaits you. Go forth and devour. They had Smaug's Fire Burger, hand-pressed beef patty seasoned with our 7-pepper blend, served on a grilled cheddar bun with our special X sauce jalapeno bottle
Ooh.
caps.
The one sauce to
Melted
rule them
pepper jack
all.
cheese, lettuce, lettuce. This is really pixelated. Whatever. The Hobbit hole breakfast with 2 eggs fried
Behold!
right in the center of a grilled
Behold.
biscuits. They have
X sauce, first brewed in Gondolin of
dwarves,
old.
turkey, and dressing dinner. And the Bowman's Brew pumpkin coffee and the Bard's pumpkin pie milkshake.
Ooh. How uncreative. It's always so uncreative.
This is the ring burger.
Like, what would we name this? All right, what's a better name?
Then the ring burger.
The one burger to rule them all.
Yeah.
The one burger, and it's the only burger. It's the most
Potatoes.
whatever
Boil
burger.
them, mash them, stick them in a stew.
The most whatever burger.
The Schmeeg burger.
Schmeeg burger.
Precious.
The precious,
The Precious.
burger. Ooh, red velvet pancake puppies.
And here's Gandalf's gobble melt.
Ugh.
Only a wizard could dream up a sandwich this good.
Ooh.
Tender sliced turkey breast and savory stuffing topped with melted Swiss cheese placed on grilled potato bread.
He had better, Elena. Looks like a pretzel.
Christopher Tolkien was alive to witness this. I think.
Oh, God. This is your father's legacy right here on this menu. Why not a potato-forward menu?
Legacy. Legacy. What is a legacy but a menu you're not around to see?
Exactly. My precious, based on the novel Lord of the Rings by J.J.R. Tolkien.
Okay, that's
burger.
No. We have to go see here that What's a Myar with You is still in first. The Blues Wizards in second. Potatoes, Boil and Mash 'em in third. The Lady of Missytown in fourth. Smonkin' That Halfling's Leaf, Bilbong Blaze It in fifth.
Oh, how was the gobble melt?
The Lady of Missytown gained the most points on that question, gaining 899 points, while Potatoes, Boil 'em, Mash 'em lost the most points, losing 627 points. And so, excluding our practice question, that was question number 5, which means it's time for...
Okay, so I genuinely don't know where it is.
And it is not by me.
Thank you, Fluval. I genuinely have no idea where it is. We didn't go anywhere.
No, it has not left the station.
It can't have left the station.
So, you know, it's a good thing that this isn't a raffle. It's just a wacky ticket reunification game.
And why is it so far? Oh, I found it.
Because-
it's directly behind the chair.
Oh, I see. Why don't we just play the bumper again? We've got it. It's just a wacky ticket reunification game. Interns will be
Crisis
vaporized
averted.
for this.
They will.
It was
They
lost in the
will.
dimensional veil. It's a good thing this isn't live. Exactly as Grand Slam Witch.
The Grand Slam Witch. I love it.
Rings over my hammy.
Oh no, look, I can't fit my hand in the way I usually do because of all these rings I have power over.
I do a rings over my hammy.
Okay, I can do it
A
with the other
rings
hand.
over my hammy.
The rings
I do a
over
rings over my hammy. I knew if I said it enough times, it would eventually be funny, so I just was gonna keep saying it. Rings over Mount Doomy. Yeah, you need that the mouth of Sauron to enjoy this meal.
Be
A
like
melt-
Ungoliant consuming one of the Silmarils, 2 of the Silmarils, and feel this burning in your gut all night.
Enjoy a Melkor shake.
Enjoy a Melkor shake.
If you're lactose intolerant, this is the first evil, because the Melkor shake has every type of ice cream we offer. 3.
Well, Blocktoven, you might know this ticket.
Yeah, or you probably don't, though.
396643. 396643. 396643. 396643.
It's more likely than you think.
Do you need any more takes, Flu?
No.
Okay. Our next ticket. Close to palindrome. Yes.
Close.
396786.
396786.
3967.
39 for the Elven
6.
Kings under the skies. 67 for the Dwarf Lords in their halls of stone. 86 for the mortal men doomed to die, and 1 for the Dark Lord on his dark throne. I don't know why I drifted to channeling Palpatine.
Makes sense.
3 rings for the Elven Kings under the sky. 9 for the Dwarf Lords in their halls of stone. 9
Sauron, S
for
names.
mortal men doomed to die, and 1 for the Dark Lord on his dark throne
Aule, Aioli.
in the land of Mordor. Aule Aioli's good.
Bombadil could have been
Be
a
a powerful
ally. Another Dark Jedi.
He will join us or die.
We got Death Star.
Close to Palindrome is my favorite Godspeed You Black Emperor album. Yeah. What's up?
Our next ticket is what's up. It's right here.
Yeah, what is it? What's the number?
39666.
Oh, shoot.
7. 39666.
39, number of the
7.
beast, 7.
Somehow Sauron returned, which is kind of
No.
what Galadriel says at the top of Lord of the Rings.
In Rings of Power, that is kind of the thing. But you're right.
But also,
Rise of Elf.
she's like, I feel it in the water. I feel it in the earth.
In my fingers.
Which was
I
a
feel it
Treebeard
in
line.
my toes. Sauron is all around me.
That is
And
also
so
this
the
season
feeling grows.
of Rise of Elf.
You know I love Sauron, I always
We're
will.
gonna see the fair gift
My mind's
Lord.
made up. It's the way that I feel.
I'm excited for the discourse
There's
on
no
which
beginning,
Sauron
there
is
is
hotter.
no end. 'Cause on Sauron, you can depend.
Do they also have Night Sisters? Kinda.
Everything kinda has Night Sisters. It's not like evil
Not
Coven
Lord
of
of the
Witches.
Rings.
Evil
But in Rings of
asterisk
Power.
Coven of Witches is bad.
Ring of Power.
Ring of Power does kind of have it, yeah, but not Sauron.
Anatar. Anatar the gift.
Anatar
Lord.
is just a good guy giving out gifts.
With his like awful new haircut. Honestly, man Sauron who fucks hotter than elf Sauron who
Which
I'm
is
sure
not all. It's pretty
also
rare.
fucks.
It's pretty rare that the human's hotter than the elf. It's a different actor too, though.
Yeah, as a player, up to the first fish god in Intern, I think. Yes. I worship Sauron and think the books were Elrondian propaganda by his cult of Iluvatar worshippers. What do they keep in Rivendell, huh? What do they keep in there? Why can't I just enter the forests of Lothlorien?
And is Lord of the Rings Online set before or after the books?
Anatar, the
After,
last
right?
gift maker. I'm sorry, what?
Lord of the Rings Online is set after the books or before the books, or
Oh, I don't know.
I guess after if the books exist.
Mm.
Okay, that's fine. You
Farmer
can
activities.
do you can do farmer activities. You can go birding
Just be
too.
a cute little farmer.
Birding's fine too.
It starts before,
I
and you
see.
go along with the plot. Okay,
Interesting.
fine.
Pretty cool. Pretty cool.
Fine.
What's the next number?
396890.
396890.
890.
So far, no winners.
0 to hero, just like that. Bow,
Yes.
Bow, bow, bow. Our last ticket except for our bonus ticket because I accidentally pulled another one.
Okay, well, sure. We got an extra.
396976. 396976.
Okay. What's your another one?
396709. 709. No winners. No winners.
Not even a ticket bonus?
For the... no winners in our hall of our player lords in their chat room of stone.
Dang, the chat's made of stone. Now y'all know.
Yeah, now y'all know.
Yeah,
In
chat's
some
been made of stone the
dimensions,
whole
you are.
time. Always has been.
Yeah.
Always has been. Can't believe no one had any.
It's stone.
Oh, good.
All of
I'm
it.
glad you suffered, Lena.
Ah! Well, at least we caused some suffering.
Yes.
You do have Timmy Shell, though.
Well,
Timmy
we didn't
Shells.
pull our next oppressor
Yeah, that's
this
true.
time.
They should put
Oh,
the
dang.
displaced Rohirrim in the Shire. What's interesting
Yeah.
is that their languages are related. That's right, the language
Yeah.
of the Rohirrim and the language spoken in the Shire. And Mary, in his retirement, wrote linguistics books.
You know,
about
I heard.
those languages. That was what the fake hobbits retired to
Yeah.
do.
You know, I heard Hammerhand had a bard draw him clearing out their stuff personally.
Chat is bricked up. Chat on tear for real.
Yeah, chat is bricked up tonight on Grand Trivia.
Oh, Easterling refugees. Interesting. See, there's historic precedent for them being there. It is practically their homeland. Or the hobbits lived there and
Right.
moved further
You
west.
talking like your Harfoots, or like what kind of hobbits you talking here?
Well, they're sort of a predecessor.
Right, they're the pre-hobbits.
But they are most of the
But they're
hobbits.
hobbity, hobbit-esque.
You have to fight hate groups? Yeah.
Just like
That's
in
the
Baldur's
stuff
Gate
of
3.
Sauron.
Just like in Baldur's Gate 3.
We're horned.
Hornt for Lord.
Lord.
Loter.
Loter.
Lotter.
Horned for Lotter. There's a hidden village of stores.
Whoa.
Wow. You can reconnect them to hobbits who migrated to the Shire.
I've heard of a hidden fortress, but a hidden
Hello,
village?
Pala Koala. Welcome.
Hello, Apollo Koala. Missy mostly fights against their own sexuality in Baldur's Gate 3.
Ooh. It's really neat. It
It's
sounds
really neat.
real
You know what
neat.
else is really neat? Our game of trivia, which
That's
continues
right.
now with question number 7.
Which, honestly, if you were to start now, Opala, you will probably be in a better spot to get into the top.
It's true, Apollo. I mean,
Yeah.
9th, 10th, and 11th are all people with 0 points. So join the center of the leaderboard on question number 7. Which of these swords is also known as the Flame of the West, Anduril, Glamdring, Gurthang, or Orcrist?
Wait, I think you need to shout them all. Like,
Anduril, Glamdring.
no, but you do Flame of the West. Like,
Oh, Anduril, Flame of the West.
West.
Glamdring, Flame of the West. I don't know why I went Don Pardo. Gurthang, Flame of the West. And Orcrist, Flame of the West. And Sarah Sherman. Musical guest, Anduril, Flame of the West. And Glamdring, Flame of the West. Gurthang, Flame of the West. And Orcrist, Flame of the West.
Glamdring does sound like it should be
Featuring
flaming.
Glamdring and Gurthang and your musical guest, Orcrist, and your host, Anduril, Flame of the West.
Flame of the West!
The answer is Anduril, the sword which was reforged from the shards of Narsil in the elven city of Rivendell. Glamdring, also known as Foehammer and the Beater,
Foehammer.
was forged by Turgon, elven king of Gondolin, and was most famously owned by Gandalf. Gurthang was the sword wielded by Turin Terambar, wild man of the woods. And Orcrist was the mate of Glamdring and was wielded by Thorin Oakenshield during the events of The Hobbit.
Which sword is biter and which
This
is
one was invented
beater?
by a writer.
Nor their
Turin
names
is
are in
such
the
an
Westron.
asshole.
Good. I'm glad. Turin is a very troubled young man.
As
Turin
are the,
has not had it easy.
you know who
okay?
else is troubled? The Lady of Missytown, because they lost the most points on that question, losing 891 points.
Oh!
While the Blues Wizards are in first place. Well, actually, no, not in first place. They gained the most points, gaining 934 points on that question. What's the Maya with you is still in first place. The Blues Wizards close behind in second. Shouldn't it be Lord of the Ring in third? Bootleg Bart, pretend those rings not O's in fourth. Lotro, leaked my password Fadson in fifth. Potatoes, boil and mash 'em in sixth. Smunk in that halfling's leaf, Bill Bong, blaze it in seventh. Luthian's big Silmarils in eighth. Hey, Madal, Mary Doll in ninth. You even understand how powerful this ring is? No, in 10th. Return of the Blog in 11th. The Lady of Missytown in 12th. Blogbo Bloggids in 13th. Blog of the Blogs in 14th. Opala Koala in 15th. J.R.R. Lolkin, author of The Silly Marillion in 16th. Numenorians in 17th. And in last place right now, Lil Radio.
Lil Radio.
As we go to question number
These nuts.
8.
Oh!
Question number 8. The Ballad of Bilbo Baggins debuted on which Leonard Nimoy album? That's right, Missy, it is a question. Was it on Highly Illogical, Leonard Nimoy Presents Mr. Spock's Music from Outer Space, The Touch of Leonard Nimoy, or The Two Sides of Leonard Nimoy? All of these are real albums by Leonard Nimoy, but which of these featured the debut of The Ballad of Bilbo Baggins? Nobody knows how troubled these nuts. Nobody knows but Jesus. Fuck. Says Wizworld Live. Wizworld, twice the pride, double the fall. That's a Saruman quote.
Sounds like you dug too greedily and too deep into
Yeah.
our trivia!
Suffer, Missy. Suffer, Missy.
Suffer.
That's who she picked. 2 of you said Highly Illogical. 4 of you said Leonard Nimoy Presents Mr. Spock's Music from Outer Space. 1 of you said The Touch of Leonard Nimoy. 5 of you said Two Sides of Leonard Nimoy. Do you know the correct answer to this question, Intern Kristie?
I'm pretty sure I did. And I also loved how you just pronounced my name, Kristie.
I sure did, Intern Peter Jackson.
Thank you so much, I'm Intern Kristie.
Well, let's Intern Celebrimbor. Let's see what everyone... Let's see what was the correct answer. It's The Two Sides of Leonard Nimoy, which came out in 1968. Side 1 was songs from the perspective of Mr. Spock, which dealt with his conflict between being human and being Vulcan, while Side 2 is from Leonard Nimoy's perspective and is a little bit more fun and varied. And it opens with the ballad of Bilbo Baggins.
Bravest little hobbit of them all.
Well, let's see who's the bravest little player that I know on our leaderboard. Where What's Samaya with You still holding the lead in first place, and they gained the most points. They gained 840 points, while the Lady of Missytown lost the most points, losing 857 points. Predicted it would be on the quiz, but still got it wrong. Oh, yeah.
Medical simulation in Research New Zealand. Yeah. That's really all I want to know about is the Hobbit experience.
It's also wild to me that you are not. What's a Maya with you, Wiz?
Gwaihir is
helping them.
not helping them. Gwaihir can only honestly be moved by the one.
Neo?
Yes.
Whoa. You're the
Okay,
Blues
I
Wizards.
definitely thought that you were What's a Maya with
What's
you.
a Maya? Not much. What's a Maya with you?
These nuts. Oh.
Oh, I arrived at the Grey Havens on a mission from God. Oh, Argyle.
Yo, what?
is in first place. A commanding 1,200, 2,200 point lead.
Hell yeah!
As we go
Hell yeah!
to question number 9. What was the name of J.R.R. Tolkien's uncompleted sequel to The Lord of the Rings about a cult of young men who worship Sauron and Morgoth? Was it Cloak of Deception, Dark Force Rising, The Approaching Storm, or The New Shadow?
What?
Tolkien started writing a sequel to The Lord of the Rings about a future age where there would be a cult of young men who worshipped Sauron and Morgoth, and society started to rot from within.
Interesting. How he's like, I think it's the young men who are the problem.
And which of these was it? Was it Cloak of Deception, Dark Force Rising, The Approaching Storm, or The New Shadow?
For Sauron.
My library got the whole History of Middle-earth series when I was in high school, and it nearly fucking exploded when I got to the part where they give you the draft of the sequel. Yeah. He didn't make it very far into it, but... Yeah,
before being like, I don't want to continue.
Yeah, it was 12 pages, and he was like, I'm done. This sucks.
Yeah.
Well, let's see what you picked.
Off the pedestal.
2 of you said Cloak of Deception. 1 of you said Dark Force Rising. 1 of you said The Approaching Storm, and 8 of you said The New Shadow. The correct answer is The New Shadow. The rest are all Star Wars Legends novels. Yes, the rest were all Legends novels.
Hey.
Yeah, hey there, Cool Sheev.
Hey, Cool Sheev.
And Tolkien's working title for the cult was The Dark Tree. And in his letters, Tolkien wrote about the New Shadow, saying, quote, I did begin a story placed about 100 years after the downfall, but it proved both sinister and depressing. Since we are dealing with men, it is inevitable that we should be concerned with the most regrettable feature of their nature, their quick satiety with good. So that the people of Gondor, in times of peace, justice, and prosperity, would become discontented and restless, while dynasts descended from Aragorn would become just kings and governors, or just kings and governors, like Denethor II or worse. I found that even so early there was an outcrop of revolutionary plots about a center of secret satanic religion, while Gondor boys were playing at being orcs and going around doing damage. I could have written a thriller about the plot and its discovery and overthrow, but it would have been just that, not worth doing. So yeah, the Dark Tree as opposed to the White Tree of Gondor. The Force is with Lena 316 and Cerveza Crystal. Oh, and there's a similar group in Lord of the Rings Online, when men conspirators who wish to bring down Gondor. Dude is so disturbed by what he made up in his head, he's like, well, like, it would have to be this, though. Mark those bingo cards, we got Cerveza Crystal. If we had a national symbol that withered and wasted according to the health of our country, what would it be, and do you think it would be still alive? It's the Doomsday Clock.
It's the Doomsday Clock.
Yeah, I guess that's global.
God.
But, you know. It's the closest thing. $1 beer night. I think it's the Doomsday Clock.
The reason it hasn't hit midnight is because everyone is too dead to move it.
Well, also, like, you know, being up at midnight, who could that be? It certainly didn't just turn midnight for a lot of our viewers.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, the clock can only ever get to 11:59 because then they're all dead.
Yeah.
Just like our leaderboard, where What's a My With You got it wrong, but is still in first. The Blues Wizards close to the gap. Close to the gap quite a bit. Only 500 points separate them now.
At the witching hour?
The witching hour. Shouldn't it be Lord of the Ring in third? Lotro leaked my password, Fatson in fourth. Bootleg Bart, pretend those O's are rings, not O's. And J.R.R. Tolkien, oh, I love that. You gotta commend their commitment to symbolism.
Nice.
The bomb went, I gotta put it to midnight, shoot.
I have one last thing to do.
And the Blues Wizards gained the most points on that question, getting 866 points, answering in 6 seconds. While the Lady of Missytown answered the fastest, but got it wrong, losing 888 points.
Doomsday count of how much
Lost
ice.
count.
Lost count.
Yeah. I mean, he's a Kryptonian creature. I wouldn't expect him to be good at our numerical system.
Of course, of course.
Yeah, it's that Doomsday, the one who killed Superman, right?
Oh, which sword?
Anduril, Flame of the West?
Was it Enduril? Is it Enduril King of the West?
It has to be a
Tankard,
Bethesda
not
sword.
Fastest.
A sharpened copy of Skyrim turned into a shiv. You
Ah.
just broke a copy of Skyrim in half and sharpened it until it became your blade.
Exactly. Eowyn's not soup. Yep.
No, Eowyn's
Yep.
not. Eowyn famously not soup.
Famously.
Eowyn's a human and not a man.
She is no man.
She is no man, but she is Sabrina's aunt.
That is true.
Cool shiv. Ooh.
Ooh.
Let's go to our next question. Which of these Lord of the Rings actors also appeared in Farscape? This is question 10. Probably should have been a wager. Is it Bruce Spence, Jeff Morrill, John Bach, or Martin Sokus?
Shot through a
Which of these
wormhole.
actors from Lord of the Rings also appeared in Farscape? Bruce Spence, Jeff Morrill, John Bach, or Martin Sokus? Sokus.
Because
What?
it's like the Celebrimbor
Yeah.
thing where you're like, huh. Oh, I meant in which
One
game?
of these-
All of the above?
Maybe was, maybe not.
Was this on Farscape Night?
No, not this. This exact question was not on Farscape Night.
There's enough overlap.
Yes. Anything that's shot in New Zealand has overlap with Farscape.
Yep.
Now let's see what you picked. 3 of you said Bruce Spence. 4 of you said Jeff Morrill. 4 of you said John Sebastian Bach. Oh, well, this graphic was. This is the Farscape GIF.
Oh, yeah. There's only one.
And what? No, there's others. Well, no, this actually is the one. And 1 of you said Martin Sokus. Well, the correct answer is, of course, all of them.
All of them!
All of them appeared on an Australian-American science fiction series produced originally for the 9 Network. Blogtoven. It's an Australian-American science fiction series produced originally for the 9 Network. Damn, I could have guessed faster for free. You could have.
Ah!
And, you could have guessed Bruce Spence, who, as you can see here,
Potatoes. Boil them, mash them, stick them in a stew.
played the mouth of Sauron in Return of the King. He also played Prefect Phalok in Farscape, the Gyro Captain in Mad Max 2, and Tion Medon in Star Wars Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith.
Big Morph.
Big Moff. Meanwhile, of course, Jeff Morrill played Waldreg, a secret follower of the Dark Lord Sauron who prays that the base master of treachery will lift him and other humans from the muck and the filth. He hails Adar as Lord of the Southlands, before Adar corrects him that no, I don't care. Fine, Adar. Before Adar corrects him that no, I am the Lord of Mordor.
Yep.
He also played T.R. Holt, one of the government officials.
Boil them, mash them, stick them in a stew.
He also played T.R. Holt, one of the government officials who was responsible for overseeing Moya's crew while they're on Earth in the episode Terra Firma. Martin Sokus
And was Justin Cuckoo.
was Justin Cuckoo, playing a kinda creepy dad who is friends with the hella creepy Dan Stevens. But he also played Celeborn
This one was
in The Fellowship of the Ring and Return of the King. And he also,
That's Galadriel's husband.
yes, he played Galadriel's husband in Fellowship
But no
of the
one
Ring
cares
and Return of
about
the
him.
King. He also played a botanist named Bernie on Bone to be Wild, the 21st episode of Farscape, and he also voiced Poggle
Celeborn.
Celeborn. He also voiced Poggle the Lesser in an uncredited role in Star Wars Episode 2, Attack of the Clones. Bernie is on the left. Galadriel's husband is on the right.
I mean, she's into trees,
That's
for
true.
sure.
And, of course,
He also voiced Boggle. He's pretty cool in the books in a way that doesn't detract from Galadriel.
Actually, he's a pretty cool character.
Modern writers just can't imagine a good marriage between equals. You sure said words.
And it looks like we're having a glitch in the system because we don't have a slide for him.
no.
But John Bach played Madril, Faramir's second in command in the Two Towers and Return of the King, and he was also a multidimensional being known as Einstein in Farscape and Farscape: The Peacekeeper Wars.
Yeah. Now that's an obscure character.
Yes.
Yes.
He's Sir not appearing in this film.
Sir not appearing in this film.
But now let's get back to trivia with question number 11. This is our 10th actual question because number 1 was a practice. So wager your points now.
More like Fartscape. Shot through a wormhole has a whole new meaning. Betting the 0 points.
Good. Bet all of your 0 points.
Argyle, do you mean the man who was universally...
Here we go. I'm dumping my oil on me. My son is laying there on the pyres. This was for a lot.
Love this. Oh, you mean the guy who's universally known to be hotter as the Beast?
Yes. Yes. He also played Legion, Charles Xavier's son in the TV show Legion. He also was Cousin Matthew on Downton Abbey.
Oh, beastly.
Here we go. C.S. Lewis and J.R.R. Tolkien were both members of which University of Oxford? Which University of Oxford literary discussion group? The Inklings, the Order of Toledo, the Streatham Worthies, or the Whitechapel Boys? Suffer, Missy! C.S. Lewis and J.R.R. Tolkien were both members of which University of Oxford literary discussion group? The Inklings, the Order of Toledo, the Streatham Worthies, or the Whitechapel Boys?
The Whitechapel Boys.
Oh, you don't know it, so you get to suffer even more.
Oh, there's many ways for you to have known this, but you do not, and therefore your suffering is delicious.
Yes, your failure is complete.
Yeah. There were a lot of Beast movies.
Tolkien's one sci-fi time travel story is about his own nerd group. That's very funny.
That is extremely funny.
Now let's see what you picked.
The
5 of
White
you.
Boys.
5 of you said the Inklings. None of you said the Order of Toledo. 4 of you said the Streatham Worthies. 3 of you said the Whitechapel Boys. The correct answer is, in fact, the Inklings, as noted.
Inklings!
As noted on the one wiki to rule them all. The group often met on Tuesdays and Thursdays from 1930 to 1949, and the group emphasized the value of narrative and fiction and encouraged the writing of fantasy. And their main purpose of their meetings was to read members' works in progress and discuss how they can be improved. It is unclear if the Inklings from Splatoon were named in their honor. And the Order of Toledo is actually an avant-garde group founded by surrealist filmmaker Luis Buñuel. But the Inklings is the correct answer. So why don't we go to our leaderboard, where What's Some IR with You holding on to first, the Blues Wizards in second. Shouldn't it be Lord of the Ring in third? J.R.R. Lolkin, author of The Silmarillion, in fourth. Blog'em in fifth. Potatoes, Bloil and Mash'em in sixth. Bootleg Bart, pretend those O's are rings, not O's, in seventh. Lotro, Leaked My Password Fadson in eighth. Smonkin' That Halfling's Leaf, Bill, Bong, Blaze It in ninth. All Paula Koala in 10th. Luthion's Big Silmarils in 11th. Hey Doll, Mary Doll in 12th. You even understand how powerful this ring is? No? In 13th. Blog Bo Bloggins in 14th. Lil Radio in 15th. Blog of the Blogs in 16th. Return of the Blog in 17th. The Lady of Missy Town in 18th. And Numenorians in 19th, as we go to question number 12, the 11th actual question. In 2024 is The Lord of the Rings, The War of the Rohirrim. Daughters become riders who help Rohan's king Helm Hammerhand defend Rohan from which of these groups? Dunlendings, Easterlings, Numenorians, or Variogs. In 2024 is The Lord of the Rings, The War of the Rohirrim. Daughters become riders who help Rohan's king Helm Hammerhand defend Rohan from which of these groups? Dunlendings, Easterlings, Numenorians, or Variogs. In 2024 is The Lord of the Rings, The War of the Rohirrim. Daughters become riders who help Rohan's king Helm Hammerhand defend Rohan from which of these groups? Dunlendings, Easterlings, Numenorians, and Variogs. Yes, it was inspired last night. Let's see what you put. 3 of you said Dunlendings. 3 of you said Easterlings. 3 of you said Numenorians. 1 of you thought it was Variogs. The correct answer is Dunlendings. And in the upcoming film, they're led by Wolf, who seeks revenge on Rohan. Producer Philippa Boyens, who co-wrote all of the Peter Jackson Lord of the Rings movies, has said in an interview that what makes him interesting is that he's just a man who feels like he was wronged rather than a dark wizard or dark lord.
Because that's what we need in Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
More normal
And
people.
producer Philippa Boyens, again, co-wrote all of the Lord of the Rings movies. So that's interesting.
Dunlendings also does sound like a Numa Numa song.
Yeah, Philippa, that's what I like about Lord of the Rings.
Which urban is in Lord of the Rings, Keith or Carl?
I like Witherworld Live. Yeah, Philippa, that's what I like about Lord of the Rings. Pointless war. It feels a lot like
Dork wizard.
And then I got to where the youth were ruining society, and I was like, this is a bummer. I'm gonna stop. And they went, what if we didn't?
What if instead? No.
What if instead we did question number 13? Wager your points. This questions is related to the Lord of the Rings.
Just sobbing. Another wager.
Yes, one more wager. This is the
One more
actual
wager.
final question. Gandalf is tackling me off the pyre, but I'm climbing back on. By God, he keeps climbing up. Oh my goodness. I can't believe the Bell Riots occur over Labor Day weekend. That's true. In San Francisco, the Bell Riots will break out. Alex literally asked me how long trivia could be going. Whoa, I suddenly have points to wager. By God, what a twist. No, put down the tomato as we get to the question, and here it goes. In 1969, Apple Films tried to make a Lord of the Rings movie starring the Beatles. Which of these directors did they approach to direct it? Ralph Bakshi, Richard Lester, Sid and Marty Krofft, or Stanley Kubrick?
Never heard of this.
Yeah, Apple Films really wanted to do a Beatles Lord of the Rings movie.
Wow. Yeah.
And you better believe we're going to go through who each Beatle was going to play.
Proper bust.
Missy Suffer.
Suffer. Suffer.
That's actually true.
Yeah.
Lennon would have been Gollum.
Precious.
I love
Lord
you
of
also.
the Ringo.
So let's see what you picked. 2 of you said Ralph Bakshi. None of you said Richard Lester. 2 of you said Sid and Marty Krofft. Who's the one I'd love to see do it? Can you imagine HR Puffin Stuff style Lord of the Rings with giant mascot suits and stuff? And 7 of you said Stanley Kubrick. The correct answer is Stanley Kubrick. And he declined because he thought representing the fantastical denizens of Middle-earth in a live-action movie would be unfilmable.
By him, certainly.
I mean, yeah.
Like, he could not get, it done in time.
No,
Very nearly pressed the Crofts. Had to pick Marty.
The correct answer is Stanley Kubrick. And as my mind palace, that happens to look a lot like Wikipedia says, Apple Films. The Beatles were on a 3-picture deal with United Artists. Their previous 2 features, A Hard Day's Night and Help, directed by Richard Lester, were successful. When it became clear that the animated Yellow Submarine would not count as part of this deal, Dennis O'Dell, head of the Beatles' Apple Films, entered negotiations for their 3rd film. He came up with the idea of a Lord of the Rings multimedia musical extravaganza starring the Beatles as the 4 hobbits. He learned that United Artists were in negotiation for the rights, and in conversation with studio heads David and Arnold Picker, it was decided that a star director was required. O'Dell shortlisted David Lean, Stanley Kubrick, and Michelangelo Antonioni. Lean declined.
Antonioni.
O'Dell left to India to visit the Beatles with the books in his suitcase. At the behest of Donovan, the musician,
Antonioni.
the band examined the books and began to think seriously around the idea. According to O'Dell, John Lennon fancied the role of Gandalf. But George Harrison recalled that Lennon wanted to swap for Frodo. Ringo Starr wanted to play Sam, while Paul McCartney coveted Frodo. He told Jackson that Lennon would have been Gollum, Ringo Sam, and Harrison Gandalf. Donovan was keen on Mary, and they wanted Twiggy for Galadriel.
Ringo is definitely the Sam.
Yeah, no,
He's
Ringo
just
is
like,
absolutely the Sam. I love that Ringo
kindly
is Sam
carry
is the
everyone
constant.
up with my constancy.
Kubrick declined, telling Odell the books were excellent but unfilmable. Kubrick had worked on genre films and had pioneered special effects for 2001: A Space Odyssey, but it proved too complex to produce, and he had difficulty depicting the aliens on screen, which would have made him wary of the prospect of rendering fantasy creatures. He was still promoting that film, and it was not making the box office returns he had hoped for. Chris Conkling and Peter Jackson later said that making it live action at the time was inconceivable. Ralph Bakshi said it could have been made, but it would have been very tacky.
Ha.
Heinz Edelman, a fan of the books and art director on Yellow Submarine, pitched his own idea for an adaptation to the United Artists. Thinking that a straight adaptation of the story was impossible, he instead wanted to do an animated film in the style of Fantasia or a rock opera with a Kurosawa-like aesthetic. He considered the Rolling Stones to star, but then latched onto the Beatles. However, United Artists wanted a live-action film. Odell talked to Antonioni, who is said to have been keener, but the project never started. The group argued over their desired parts, and Harrison and McCartney were skeptical. McCartney remembers that Tolkien had reservations.
Yeah.
The Kurosawa would have been amazing. There were false rumors that the Beatles and Kubrick talked about an adaptation in 1965. After the rights were secured and John Borman made his script, the idea of casting the Beatles as the Four Hobbits was brought back to the table by David Picker until the band's public separation became publicly known in 1970. According to Peter Jackson, Tolkien disliked the idea of a pop group doing his story and thus nixed the project.
Right? But what specifically?
Yeah. I like the idea that he was fine. He loved he loved Ringo as Sam.
He's like, Ringo can be Sam,
Like, Ringo can
but
be
the
Sam,
rest of it...
but none of the rest can be in it. But of course George wants to be Gandalf.
Of course.
You know? I do like I love the idea of John being like, I'd like to be a weird little guy.
You know what I like being? Just a weird little guy.
I'd like to be a weird little guy biting off fingers.
Remember when Gollum was the ultimate glup shitto?
What?
Like before Lord of the Rings got really popular, and you could just be like into Gollum, and
Yeah, that's
he
true.
would be your glup shitto.
All in a letter like, I simply could not countenance those slurring Liverpudlians attempting to speak Sindarin.
It's me, your Sam.
Wait, is that true?
I mean, London's not that big. Or England isn't that big. Glub shitto. Glub shibbo. Glub shibbo.
No, it was just the...
No, okay.
No.
Too bad. I still like that idea.
I would watch a show with them forced to live next to each other.
Oh, yeah. I will have to reread with an eye for finding the Beatles in those characters. Oh. I know, I want them to have lived next to each other. Glubshido the Grey! What a wizard! What a man! What a wizard! Glubshido the Grey! Particularly, he seemed to have a thing against John Lennon.
I love that. Well, apparently people think that he had a thing against John Lennon because John was pushing for it the hardest.
Well, also
John Lennon.
John Lennon.
Yeah, I think anyone who dislikes the Beatles must dislike John Lennon the most.
Yeah, I don't know. For some reason,
like-
I just see Tolkien being like, no.
I feel like they all like Ringo the most and Lennon the least.
Yeah.
I'd like to be under the sea, in a watcher in the water's garden, in the shade. Yes, even people who like the Beatles often dislike John Lennon the most.
He didn't like the Jesus comment. Honestly, probably.
Yeah, that's probably part of it. Christopher Eccleston played John Lennon in a BBC series too, and he really amped up that he's a dick. It was great. It was finally seeing someone who was like,
works.
oh, I have to play John Lennon? I'm going to make him insufferable.
Just like, who fucking sucks?
Yeah. But you know what? You know what doesn't suck? The winners of our game of trivia. In third place, it's none other than. Shouldn't it be Lord of the Ring? In second place, it's the Blue Wizards. Which means our winner is What's Samaya with you, huh?
With you.
Congratulations. What's Samaya with you, huh? Get out of here. Get out of here. I think this is the highest score I've ever had. It probably is. You know all about Miss Middle Earth Nut. Yeah. I refuse to acknowledge these other rings. Clap, clap, clap. Congratulations to the Argyle.
Congratulations.
Hey. Congratulations to the Argyle. But don't you worry. There's a present you all get to enjoy. Don't worry, we just destroyed Middle Earth, so all of your trivia doesn't matter anymore.
Yeah, it's over now.
It's over. It's over.
It's all over.
And if you love
Lorian.
If you love epic fantasy book series that define generations, thanks from the Void for destroying that bonus planet. But if you love epic book series that define generations, you'll be sure to want to join us next week on Grand Trivia, because after this Cerveza Crystal, I can inform you that next week on Grand Trivia is Twaugust Trivia.
Twaugust?
It's the post-August Twaugust Trivia. 10 questions all about Twaugust and Twilight.
That's right.
Yeah, we'll be
A
joined.
very special guest.
We'll be joined by Missy Information on next week's episode of Grand Trivia. So be sure to join us then as literary trivia continues with Twilight and Twaugust. We'll see you next week. Twaugust, Twiclips. So we'll have trivia all about Twaugust, Twiclips. We'll see you next week.
Because
we have your coordinates and a Palantir, and not the Peter Thiel type of Palantir. We have a real one. This is the skin of a killer, Bella.
Here he comes, swimming closer than farther away.